Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing this TaskRabbit delivery review. So this video is going to be useful for individuals who are deciding whether or not to do TaskRabbit delivery tasks. And so I've been doing it for about 6 months now, and I must say that it's completely different from other delivery apps because you're not just delivering, you're doing all kinds of tasks. But here are some things that you have to be aware about. Now, let's start off with the pros. You do have flexible hours, you do get to work on your own time. And the biggest advantage is that it pays pretty well compared to most delivery apps because you're doing skill tasks like furniture assembly, moving, helping, or even grocery shopping for people. So you can charge like 25 to 40 an hour, but the downside is that you have to build up your profile and also get good reviews before you start getting consistent work. Now, the biggest cons of TaskRabbit though is that although your hours are flexible, you are going to have to put in the hours. And what I mean by that is if you decide to work 4 hours in the morning, 4 hours in the afternoon, you're still putting in 8 hours of work, okay? So some days you'll get a really good task that pays like $80 for 2 hours. Other days you'll spend time driving to tasks that can get canceled with TaskRabbit. I think the biggest payout I've ever gotten was like $120 for helping someone move. But I've also had tasks that only paid $30 for about 2 hours of work. Other things with that I didn't like or don't like currently is that you never really know what you're getting into until you arrive at the task. Sometimes people say they need help moving a few boxes, but then you show up and they want you to move their entire house. And unlike regular delivery where you just drop something off, TaskRabbit tasks can take way longer than expected, and customers sometimes try to add extra work onto you without even paying. Now, with TaskRabbit, one thing to keep in mind is that you do have to take into account wear and tear of your car and also gas. So let's say that you get paid $60 for a task. About $40 of that is actually going to be yours. And so wear and tear is real because you are going to be driving to different locations, sometimes carrying heavy items in your vehicle. In addition to that, gas, of course, driving to various task locations, it's going to eat up gas. Now, with TaskRabbit, there can be downtime between tasks, especially when you're first starting, because you really need to build up your reviews and credibility. So my recommendation is that have like a podcast, a book, a YouTube video, or maybe you have work to work on. Like for me, for example, while I'm waiting for TaskRabbit tasks, I simply just work on my laptop in my car. This is more of like a side hustle for me and not a full-time gig. Now, here are my 3 tips for people who want to try out TaskRabbit. First tip is start with simple tasks like delivery or shopping to build up your reviews and profile because TaskRabbit customers really look at your ratings and reviews before hiring you. I started with basic delivery tasks like grocery shopping before moving on to more complex tasks like furniture assembly. Second tip is always communicate with the customer before accepting a task. Ask detailed questions about what exactly they need because TaskRabbit task descriptions can be vague and you don't want to show up unprepared. I always message customers to confirm the scope of work and make sure I have the right tools or equipment. Third tip is set clear boundaries and don't let customers take advantage of you because some people will try to get you to do way more work than what was originally posted. And I learned to be firm about sticking to the original task description and charging extra for any additional work. My rule basically is I try not to accept any tasks that pay less than $20 an hour. But with TaskRabbit though, I'd say it's been a pretty good experience. When you get tasks that pay definitely better than regular delivery apps, you get to help people with things they actually need. And TaskRabbit is also pretty decent at support when you run into any issues. Sometimes it takes a while to resolve disputes with customers though. So with that being said, if you're considering TaskRabbit, I'd say just try it out. You won't know until you try it, but be prepared to start slow and build up your reputation. And make sure you're comfortable doing different types of tasks beyond just delivery. But I hope you found this video helpful, everyone. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments down below.